Hey everyone, welcome back to Chart Stoppers. Before we get into today's stock, I just need to remind everyone that this channel is about looking at different stocks and mapping out their key support and resistance areas on their daily charts. Also, we will be identifying any trends a stock is in and any key technical patterns we can find on their charts. Don't forget this channel is for educational purposes only, and I am not advocating to buy or sell any of the securities talked about on this channel. But I am here to point out key factors on the charts that do impact the price action of a stock. Also, I provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account, and you will get 2 free stocks. And don't forget, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the market. Today is Wednesday, February 16th, 2022. You can see here the S&P 500 is down 0.09%. The Dow is down 0.25%, and the NASDAQ is down about 0.5%. You can see we're pretty much having a down day until just recently in the past about 10 minutes. The market is starting to trend upwards here around 2:30 Eastern time. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully everyone's having a good day in the market today. All right, let's take a look at the stock I want to get into today. Today I'm going to be covering Chargepoint. I've done a few videos on this one in the past. I will provide a link in the upper right hand corner to the most recent one, so you could go back and take a look at how I got to where my chart is today. You should be seeing that link right about now. At the time of this recording, Chargepoint is currently trading at $15.34. It's up about 7 cents on the day, which is the equivalent of about 0.5%. In the past week, this stock is up 13%. And in the past month, Chargepoint is up 5.54%. In the past 3 months, Chargepoint is down 43% in the past 3 months. So even though they're having a good week and a good month, the past 3 months have been terrible for this stock. And you could see from the chart here, going back to, it looks like right here in the middle of November, this stock was on a very nice uptrend here, and then it just all fell apart right around the middle of November, and it just fell hard once it started falling here. Okay, but let's take a look at the past year here. In the past year, Chargepoint is down 60.5%. So let's go back a year and see where we were trading at 1 year ago to today. Let's see, February 16th of 2021, and we will find out where we were last year at this time. So let's find out where we were on the daily chart last year at this time. And it looks like right here is where we were at. So we closed on that day at $37.25 on February 16th, 1 year ago today. So that is a long way away from where we are at now. As you can see, we're at $15.36 right now. So that's a long way away from where we're at currently. So you could see the stock has been falling hard in the past year, as growth stocks have fallen out of favor in the past year with all the stimulus being over, COVID coming to an end hopefully very soon, and the Fed raising rates. Not a lot of people are buying these growth stocks and these EV stocks. So, these have fallen out of favor in the past year. And you could see with the lower highs that it's been making, as I've traced out with my red trend line here, that describes the past year for this stock. So let's take a look at the 52-week high right here. It is $49.48, and they reached that on Christmas Eve, which was December 24th of 2020. And since then, it has not been able to retest that high. So they did reach that after a huge run-up in the stock after de-SPACing here. It did come from being a SPAC, at the $10 level here. You could see that was the base. And then you saw a huge run up in the stock prices. A lot of people were very excited about this stock after it came out. You could see the huge run up here. Not a lot of consolidation on the way up. So you could see it just pretty much jumped from $17.50 here, where it had a little bit of resistance, and it just jumped very quickly from that $17.50 spot all the way up to around that $35 level, where we did see some consolidation in that area between $35 and around $45. $46 is where I have my top line resistance point, and you can see that's where we need to get back up to, and we're going to want to see it close above there and hold if we want to see this make a new all-time high. All right, so we've been at that level, but we've never really been able to close above $46. All right, so we've been above there intraday on 3 different occasions. We've even opened a day above there the day after making that all-time high, but we quickly sold off that day. All right, so we were never able to close above that $46 point. So that's a big factor there. All right, so that's a top line resistance here on our chart, and we're going to want to see this thing get back up there, break through that point, and we want to see a daily candle close above there if we want to see this all-time high get retested and broken. All right, so have that on your chart. And then going down, we could see we did have a resistance point at $35 and around 50 cents. Okay, that was a point on the chart where we had some consolidation, like I said, right in this area on the way up. And then back on the way down, it was a little bit of support. And then once we broke through that support on the way down, you could see it tried to come back up and retest, get back through that area. But then the sellers came in at that point of $35.50. And then we got rejected off of that point. So that will be a key area in the future if we do get back up to that point of $35.50. So I would have that marked on your chart also as a resistance point. Going back down our chart, there, like I said, there was no consolidation in this area right here. So that is why we saw no support going down. So it was no secret we were going to have no support until all the way down here at that $17.50 level. Now we did have some support around $20. That seemed like it was holding up for a while. We did see that level hold for a while in 2021. You could see, let me draw a line there and we'll show you how it did hold up on my other videos before this. That was the support line that was holding through most of 2021 until it got broken right in here around September. Okay, you could see the dip below there, and then we tested that 1750. It held, and then we broke back above there until we did hit that higher or that lower high right here, and then we fell below that $20 level here, causing us to retest that $20 level. It failed, and that's when the bottom just fell out of this stock, and we fell all the way down to below $12.50 here. Okay, so that's what caused the bottom to fall out of this thing, and we just kept falling down all the way down to that $12.50 level here. Okay, so that $20 level was a key level here as it was holding throughout the year. It looked like that was very strong support. There was a lot of buyers coming in at that level. You could see the volume as it picked up. Every time it would hit that level of $20, we would see a nice little jump. Every time it would come back down to retest that level, there was a nice spike after it would come down. But eventually, every time it would come down, it would make a lower high. So you knew that it was eventually going to break that support. And then once it did, the stock just dropped all the way down to that $12.50 level. So now that key area is going to be $17.50. Like I said, that is the support that did hold, and then we eventually fell through there, going all the way down to a low of $11.21 here, which we hit on January 24th of last month. Okay, so since then we have made a little bit of a recovery, and it looks like we are starting to make a little bit of an uptrend here. But the level we want to watch is $12.50. You could see that was support in the past, going back to around October of 2020, when the stock was a SPAC here. You could see that did hold up in the past. That $12.50 level was strong support back then, and it is acting as support now. So we'll keep an eye on that level for now, as it seems to be holding up, as the stock is trending upwards back towards that $17.50 level. Hopefully we can break through that level. Otherwise, a retest of that level and a fail could mean more possible downside risk here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take away our $20 support here, get rid of that, and then I'll add our moving averages so we could see what's going on with those. And let's see where we're at on our moving averages with our daily chart. You could see our 200-day moving average follows along with our red trend line here, as the stock has been making lower highs and lower lows going into this support line of $12.50. So that 200-day moving average has been acting as resistance here in the yellow on our daily chart. Also, we have our 50-day moving average in the blue. That has been acting as resistance too. And just recently, within these past couple days, as we've started to move upwards on a little bit of an uptrend, you can see we've broken through our 8-day moving average here in the white. And we've also broken above our 21-day moving average here in the light blue. Now, that 21-day moving average has been acting as strong resistance, as you could see, going back to the beginning of December. So 2 months of strong resistance with that 21-day moving average. We've finally been able to break above it with a huge day yesterday of a 14% green day here. We've been able to get above there, hold above there, and now we went from green or red to green today, and it looks like we are in the green by 0.85% so far today, and hopefully we're climbing even more into the green. So that is a good sign today that we are above that moving average, and we're holding above there, making our way towards that 50-day moving average on our daily chart here in the blue. Also, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, I have my MACD, and the MACD has crossed over on the daily chart here. If I zoom out, you could see that the yellow line has crossed through my blue line, and it has turned green since we have started this little uptrend. So that is on our daily chart. That's a very good sign. That shows momentum, and we have started the uptrend. So as we're nearing this 50-day moving average, we're going to be looking for a breakthrough of that 50-day moving average. We want to see it clear through that and make its way up towards that 200-day moving average, which is very near our trend line over here, which is what we want to see there is a break through that and the end of this lower high trend that it's been making, where it can ultimately make a higher high and put an end to this lower high trend and ultimately keep going with this trend upwards, all right, and break out of this downtrend that it's been in since making those all-time highs back in 2020 here. All right, now let's take a look at the weekly chart, see what's going on with this one. You could get a clearer picture of the lower highs that it's been making. And looking at our weekly chart here, you could see the 50-period moving average here in the dark blue is following closely with my trend line that I threw up on our chart. So that shows me that the 50-period moving average is going to be our strong resistance point that we're going to need to look for in the future that once we break through this 50-period moving average on our weekly chart, that will show confirmation to me that we are out of a downtrend and we have started a new uptrend. Okay, so that will show me, since this 50-period moving average is following this lower high trend line that I have, that is our strong resistance there. So once we can break through that, we will have started an uptrend and we will be out of this downtrend that we've been on since making that all-time high. Now look at the 8-period moving average here in the white. You could see that is acting as resistance also, going back to the beginning of December here. So every time we get close to that moving average on our weekly candles, the stock seems to sell off. We haven't been able to close above that since the beginning of December. So if we can close above that this week, that will be a very good sign. You can see we are just above there already this week. So if we could stay above there, hold above there, and then close above there this week, that will be very good momentum moving into next week here. Okay, so hopefully we could continue this green trend that we're on this week and hold that into next week there. All right, also we'll be looking at that 21-period moving average on our weekly chart. If we can hold that momentum, carry it over into next week with that 8-period moving average. If we could close above there, we're going to be looking at that 21-period moving average here in the light blue for next week. And then ultimately, we're going to be going after that 50-period moving average to break out of our downtrend when we can get above that. So that's what I'll be looking for when this stock can stay above that 8-period moving average here and close above there for the weekly candle. Okay, and if you look at the MACD on our weekly chart here, you could see it looks like it's starting to trend upwards. It looks like it's curling up, and it might be looking to cross over maybe next week. If we could continue a little bit of momentum here, that might be looking to cross over also, just like on that daily chart. So that will be a good sign if we could get that to cross over too, if we can continue this nice little momentum we have here. Okay, so hopefully this thing is bottomed out here with this lower low that we made, and we are on our way to another high here, whether it's a lower high and we bump into our trend line here, or we could break through that and make a new higher high. Okay, that's what I'm looking for here, and make our way upwards again. Okay, so we'll be looking out for that in the next couple weeks and see what this stock can do. This has been a good week. Like I said, up 12% this week, so hopefully we could keep it going. All right, so that's about it for this one. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content like this. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. I'll try to get to them. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time on Chart Stoppers.